Hi there, Coach Bob, founder of the Visionary Forum. Excited to have Joshua Cook here for our AHA series. Joshua, welcome. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm doing well. Super excited to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Awesome. Great. And our whole thing here with the Visionary Forum is it's two visionaries, four visionaries, about visionaries. And what's cool here is Joshua is one of our favorite visionaries. Marsha Barnes is the visionary. Joshua is her integrator. And so when I heard the aha from Joshua, I said, this is a great thing to share with our visionary community. So yours, I believe we're calling it Home for Dinner. Is that correct?
That's right.
Cool. Well, tell me about it. And I can't wait to get a few ahas for myself and for dinner for me.
Great. 2001. And it was December and we were working on our planning for the next year. And Marsha challenged the leadership team. She said, hey, we have big goals next year. And I really need you to think about who you need to become in order for our business to get to where we need to become next year. And so when it comes to data, right, we all love that. We want to make decisions with data. The brutal fact was I was making it home for dinner at once a week best. And so if you do the math on that, that's about 20% attendance, which would be unacceptable in anything else that we would measure, right?
Right.
We looked at Q1 of 2022. I set a goal. Terrible goal if you look at how it's written, home for dinner. My system was guilt. I have enough Catholic friends that they say that guilt is actually a very effective system, but I don't recommend it.
Right.
There are systems that are at least not as emotionally exhausting, right? So I created this scorecard. I decided everything is digital these days, but I wanted a physical card that I had to write on every single day that I taped on the door in my office. And so this is what that looked like. I was able to pay attention to how many opportunities per month I had to actually make it home for dinner. I kept it as simple as saying, did I make it home? Yes or no? And then some ways to just have weekly, monthly roll-ups. But then I made intentional space to have some reflective time here where I recorded my monthly aha. What was the big thing that I learned about myself, about making it home for dinner, about my performance at work? What's one thing I'm going to change for the next month? And then what is actually my average for the month in terms of how I made it home? Is what that first full quarter looked like. So April, we started at the end of that month. So really easy to get a high percentage when you only have 1 week to work with, right? But if you look at, we have 80%, 68%, 60%. My goal for that quarter was 60%, but there were some ahas. I needed to wrap up my day by 4:50 if I was going to get home for dinner. Another thing was actually having a conversation with my wife on what time is dinner, right? They get hungry at different times. And so part of that was actually the reason I was missing dinner on some occasions. And then in June, you can see it dipped down a little bit. And that's because I stopped using the scorecard occasionally. There would be a week or a few days that I wouldn't record it. So that was impacting that result. Q3, we made the goal a little bit smarter. So I felt good about my performance. I told Marsha, hey, I think I want to try, now that I hit 60%, maybe I should aim for 80 or 100%. She, as the visionary, challenged me on that and said, that's one way to think about it. But maybe you should think about, why is it important that you get home for dinner? If we look at that next quarter's results, right? So we start asking these questions, the dinner conversation starts getting better. A challenge for everybody would just be, what is a goal of yours that's suffering because of a bad system? And how are you going to change that system in order to achieve the goal?
To me, I think a very effective and really good employee is probably 65 to 70% as effective as they could be. And not because they're not trying, but if my mind is not focused and I have doubts and, I didn't get home last night or whatever it might be, I'm just not going to be as productive. Whereas if I'm happy, and I joke, happy visionary, happy life, but I think that's for employees. If we're happy and focused and present, how much more effective can we be? Well, I'm glad that Marsha put out the permission to lead. I'm excited to learn more about that and have you guys do a presentation to the Visionary Forum. I got some ahas out of this. It's these simple little things that it doesn't have to be this massive goal and life-changing event. It's these little things, these little ahas that to me are miracles. So I appreciate you sharing that with me. I learned a lot, and have a good day.
Thanks, Bob. It's a pleasure.
All right, Joshua. All right, we'll see you.
All right, bye-bye.